How's it going, YouTube? It's your boy Ron. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green. In our last episode, we had arrived at the Rock Tunnel. We started making our exploration, battled so many trainers, but one good came out of it. We got Venusaur. Our Saur is now finally blossomed from Bulbasaur to the final evolution. A great, valuable part of my first starter, and he's going to be kicking butt, especially in this place since, of course, everyone has like ground and rock types. But we're just going to go ahead and continue finishing exploration here. Do you know how you can avoid getting lost in the mountains? You can bend twigs as a trail marker. So someone with the 500 IQ. Although we're in a game, so that doesn't really matter. We can just always reset. If only life had a reset button, many things would go so right in this world. But just because I said that, I can already imagine all the wrong that could go on in this world, so maybe not. I'm probably exaggerating that truth just a little bit. Because just imagine all the regrets and embarrassments that everyone has had, if you could just reset that. But then, with so many people in this world, if everyone had that ability to do so, life would probably never go on. You would think that life would just go back and back, forward and then back, forward. It'd just be a mess. I'm really just going on a tangent with that kind of debate. But that'd be pretty amazing. There's always that thing that, what kind of superpower, what kind of unnatural ability could I have that no one else can match? You know, there's always these things about like stopping time, being able to fly, ability to breathe underwater, ability to read minds, ability to have this unlimited amount of whatever it is you choose. Most common things tend to be money, sometimes food. It's just amazing. If I did have to, what would be a good thing to have? Like, it's that mind-boggling question. Like, if you had this one ability or trait, what would it be? I wouldn't know what I would want. Honestly, though, the coolest thing in my mind would be to stop time. Because think about it, you would just be able to stop time, your own time would be able to go, and you'd just be able to do anything. It's kind of like freeze framing everybody so that way they have no clue what's going on. You just have your ability to do whatever. So of course the most mundane and pretty comedic one would be like, say you're just like, one of the most comedic ones I can think of that you could do in that case is if, say, someone's just walking down the street. It could be this guy or this girl that you know that is just so rude and so mean to you, a dick, just to put it that way. They could just be walking and say you stop time, and then you just put like a puddle in front of them and put a rock so that they would trip, and and then you just, I don't know, you take something from them, and then you just, I don't know what you want to do after that. You just do that. You put back time in its place again, and then he just trips on it, falls, and then it's like, oh, what just happened? And then you're just laughing in the background like, ha, loser. I know, very, very sad the way I just described it, but that's pretty much the only way I can think of it. But just imagine if you would be able to do some type of wizardry like that. It'd be pretty cool. Although we all know that's never gonna happen. But then again, life has always provided so many mysteries, so who knows? Maybe something like that could occur in the near future. But then again, I doubt it. We're more likely to go to Mars than be able to have some type of science fiction like that. Okay, so enough of just me ranting on about that. Although it was a good topic to bring up because it's always interesting to see what kind of thoughts you can provoke yourself. And if you have any suggestions on anything what you guys would do, feel free to say. I always like to know what kind of superpowers people will get. I think it's always a good judgment on how you think, because depending on like the kind of power you want, can kind of reveal a little bit about yourself. Digs deep into your mind of how you kind of see the world, kind of thing. Yes, I know it doesn't really make sense, but you know, a lot of things don't. I'm gonna go ahead and let Sword take a break. He's been doing a lot of the action lately. Alright. Let's see. I'll go ahead and explain a little bit about what I plan to do in today's episode, because this is the point in the game where, up until when we first started our adventure, really up until this point, everything was pretty linear. We were pretty much meant to go to Pewter City, then meant to go to Cerulean, then Vermilion, and then everything else in between was kind of required at that point too. Like, you know, going through Viridian Forest, going through Mount Moon, SSN, all that. You were pretty much required to go in that chronological step to really progress further. You still kind of have to do things chronologically here too, but a lot of the things you can do in that order, it is totally up to you. When we get to Lavender Town, at that point you can be a little bit creative on how you want to go ahead and do your own journey. You still have to go through the gym leaders in their chronological order, so it's not like you can just battle anyone else and be okay with it. There are some things you can do in terms of like, you know, exploring a city or exploring a town or finding a new teammate. You can still do things like that in your own regards, but there are still certain limitations to how far you can go. So, I mean, obviously we can't do things like battle the 6 or 7 gym leader yet. There's still items and other moves that are preventing us from doing that right off the bat. But we can go ahead and visit a few towns that normally we would be restricted from normally right off the gate, but we still can have an access to it. But we are still limited in terms of how far we can progress. In terms of what I plan on doing, when we get to that major point, I will go ahead and explain more in that regard. But what I do want to do, and I already kind of mentioned it last time, is I do want to go ahead and start making our way to Saffron City. I mean, not Saffron City, wrong city. Celadon City. Saffron we can get to, but I may have to hold off on that for a moment. We should be coming up on it pretty soon, though. I came this far looking for wild Pokemon. I believe this is the last trainer before we reach the end of the cave, so we are nearing the end, thankfully. I do kind of want to spend a good amount of the time doing some sightseeing and item collecting for you guys, just so we can get a little bit further into the story, just because we haven't really dig deep into the plot of Pokemon. There really isn't a plot, but since there is Team Rocket here, they are planning on doing some, you know, mischievous deeds, and obviously it is our job to stop them, even though we aren't really meant to. They just kind of are in our way. But we'll get to that later, because we are still... Oh, dang, I ran out of Thunderbolts. What a time to run out of... Will quick attack coming up? No, I need that. I really need to get that other Pokemon. I believe I should be able to get it today. Let me see. Is there an item here? If there is, it's probably hidden and I really don't care. We'll just get out of here. No, repel. No. Ah, yes. Okay, there are some trainers here. I'll avoid them for now, not because I don't want to fight them, but because I'll fight them later. Now that we've arrived at Lavender Town, and I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with Lavender Town, maybe even for some of those who aren't Pokemon veterans of this game. Lavender Town is, of course, infamous for having the weird Lavender Town theme, like the song, the overworld song, and I believe has some rumors and creepypastas about it being able to certain individuals who hear it hear like dead Pokemon crying or something about only those who hear it are hearing like an eerie tone. There's a lot of deep and dark creepypastas connected to this town, and it's anything that revolves around it, so it's very mysterious. I'm not even going to go anywhere near that. Not because I'm afraid of it myself. Although some of it can be a little bit uneasy if you're part of that audience that isn't into that kind of thing. But we'll ignore that for now. Now that we are in Lavender Town, this is pretty much the first city, this is actually the first city we've arrived at that doesn't have a gym. So obviously, when I said that, you know, Celadon City was going to be the next gym we go to, that is obviously going to be our 4th gym badge, so this is more of a connecting point. However, there is a significant part to the story that is required here, but we can't access that yet just because there are a couple limitations to what we can do right now. We can go ahead and talk to most of the people here to kind of get the idea of what we're supposed to be doing next, because this house does hold some significance. Also, the Pokemon Tower, which again is connected to all that creepy stuff. I'm gonna ignore that. There is supposed to be an important figure here, but he's not here. He's actually at the Pokemon Tower. But I am going to go ahead and start making my way over towards... Let me pull up the map. I actually have the bike set to my special, so I'm going to ignore that. If we start heading over... For you guys, it's this way. So if we start heading this way... Yeah, this way. If we start heading over here, we will be connected towards Saffron City over to Celadon. We can't legitimately go through just going through the gate and making our way over. We will be blocked. But I will go ahead and make our way over by avoiding as many trainers as I can. I believe out of this one I can only avoid one of them. At least I believe. Yeah, okay, so I can only avoid one of them. What a cute, round and fluffy Pokemon. I'm talking about, yeah, that. Okay. I'm going to try to avoid most of the trainers here as I can, just because a lot of the trainers here, their Pokemon are relatively low level to most of the Pokemon we'll be able to capture our team. So I do want to save them for, of course, gaining the XP, because of course since they are going to be our required members, or the party members that I want to have on our team, I want to give them their fair share of experience. because Pika and Dig Dig, of course, are just temporary placeholders. Because if I only had Venusaur for this, just imagine, like, he would be like level, what, 30? He'd be like level 40-ish right now, I believe, if I'm not wrong. Or he'd just be too high level for everybody. And I just don't want that to be the case. I don't want to have just a one-poke team. That's not what I'm into. That's not what I want. Alright, I want to ignore that guy. I just want to avoid as many trainings as I can. And successfully doing so. Anyone up here? Alright, there's a guy. Is there? Yeah, so... Okay, good. I can avoid it. Okay. So, down right over there for you guys, yeah, right over this way, down that way, is going to be the connecting point to Saffron City that connects all the other cities like Cerulean, Fuchsia, Lavender Town, and Celadon, but we can't go there yet because there is going to be a guard that blocks our path. And the way you can unblock it is actually version exclusive, sort of. I'll go ahead and mention that when we get to it. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Because now that we have done that, we've actually just crossed over to Celadon City. Perfect timing. There are a couple things you can do here before and after the gym, and obviously we see a Team Rocket guy right here. Keep out of Team Rocket's way. Rude. And let me see what I can go ahead and do right now. There's a couple sightseeing things we can do, but I do want to go ahead and mention one thing. Oh, but I need to go ahead and grab something from the Pokemon Center. Let me go ahead and grab it. I'll be back with you guys in just a second. Alright guys, I am now back. Alright, so I did need to go ahead and grab some things from the Pokemon Center that will go ahead and help us out here. But now that I actually have everything ready, we can go ahead and start catching our newest addition to the team. So it has been a while. We've actually recently acquired Dig Dig just a while back when we entered Vermilion City. But now that we have access to Celadon City, we will go ahead and make our way north towards these trees. And, oh, there's also some trainers there. Do you want to ignore them? Oh, but that is I think that should be our first instance of a double battle, but I'm going to ignore that for now, because if I go ahead, kind of hope we can fight it our first time around. Let's see how lucky we get. No, I don't want a Rattata on my team. Rattata is not useful for us at all. Let me get rid of it. Let me get out of here. Come on. My baby needs a new pair of not Rattatas. I'm just going to get unlucky with this, aren't I? At this point, I'm just gonna have to speed through this if I end up just seeing 4 Rattatas in a row, because this is ridiculous. There it is! Our new teammate, level 20. I'm gonna assume that's as high as I can get, so I'm not gonna risk my luck. I can only use Cut. So yes, Doduo is gonna be our newest team member to our party. Of course, a normal flying type, so obviously in Kanto we are introduced to many normal flying types. The most obvious ones we've seen so far are going to be Pidgey and Spearow. But one of them that I believe is obviously a better choice out of them is Doduo. In my opinion, he is slightly faster. Well, he is slightly faster and has better attack stats than the other 3. He is a bit more frail than the other 3. I believe that's the drawback for him. But regardless, Doduo and its final evolution are great bird Pokemon to have, and that's why I want them. A bird that makes up for its poor flying with its fast foot speed. Leaves giant footprints. True. Can't exactly fly since it doesn't have wings, but, you know, it's fast. That's why we want it. Do we want to give it a nickname? Of course we do. Again, not great with nicknames, but when we get to its final evolution, this name will make more sense. But for now, we're going to call it something that isn't as creative, but still going to do it regardless. If I can't get there. Yep, you guys read it right. It is 3Beaks. He is now our newest member. We're going to go ahead and introduce him to the family. 3Beaks, our new flying type. And like I was mentioning earlier, he doesn't exactly have the highest leveling out of our team members. In fact, compared to Venusaur, he is like, what, 14 level difference? So that is going to be harsh. Bashful. I don't even know what kind of nature that is. But as you can see right there, it has Runaway as ability. Make it easy. I don't like that ability. Is there another one? I'm being so cruel. I'm being so cruel right now. But yeah, I don't want, like, see, we can catch Spearow, but why would I want a Spearow? But I guess that makes it easier. Runaway does make it easier for you to flee wild battles. Don't really consider it that useful in our situation, but, I mean, hey, still have it. Level 18. Maybe I should just keep it. I think I'm just being too mean. I'm gonna keep it. I forget what its other ability is, though. I know it's better than, Runaway. Obviously better than Runaway. I don't want to dedicate too much time just to find another Doduo, though. But hey, 3Beaks. name will make more sense later, I promise. You know, I'm just gonna ignore it for now. I am gonna go ahead back to the Pokemon Center. Let me see. I'm trying to think what else I can do, because technically, I believe the next step we are going to be taking is going ahead and heading back to Lavender Town. But part of the reason we can't really do much over there yet is because part of the story will limit us into what we can do. But there are some things we can do here that we are going to be required to do to continue further. But let me see what I want to go ahead and do first. Because now that we have 3 Beaks, he is going to be someone we are going to have to be careful of in terms of leveling up, just because the level gap is really insignificant right now. But I gotta see how this plays out better. Oh, and I keep glancing over this place. So of course this is Celadon department store. This is infamous for being one of the big grand department stores in all of Kanto. And every region has their own dedicated department store. Back when we played Emerald, Lily Cove department store was the grand one. We are in, of course, Celadon, that's the other one. And when we do the other games, we will know about those ones. Down here is going to be Celadon Gym. We can go ahead, but since 3 Beaks is at a very bad disadvantage, I'm not going to bother doing that now, just because he can't really put up a good fight. Yes, super effective, but also bad matchup. So I got to figure out what I want to do next. We technically can go ahead and grab our next team member. So that's what I want to do, but in the meantime, how do I want to play this out? Alright, so we already got 3 Beaks. I'm going to see if I can find a better one, and if not, I'll just cut over to the Celadon, one of the buildings in Celadon City. So one last time, guys, I'll be back in just a moment. Alright guys, I am now back. That did take a while, so unfortunately, but of course, as many of y'all have done along with me, I did trade out 3 Beaks for one that is better leveled and does have a better ability for Early Bird. Still will come in pretty niche. It is pretty rare that our Pokemon do fall asleep that often, but against Erica it might be useful, and in general it might actually be a good idea. And I did check its ability. Lonely, it does have better attack for worse physical defense. I kind of do feel a little bit mixed about that one, just because since it is great that its physical attack will go up, but the fact that it's now a bit frailer doesn't really help in that regard. So I am a little bit mixed on that, but we're just gonna have to ignore it. But what we are gonna be doing, and probably one of the last major things we'll be doing in today's episode, since really I haven't really done too much, I'll be honest. We really did just finish off Rock Tunnel and then made our way over to Celadon by skipping a lot of trainers in the meantime. But this will be a great episode in terms of adding more members to our team. Let me go grab this item. More ether. Alright, ether. Alright, so what you can do. We already did get Doduo just a little bit past Celadon in Route 16. And there is another addition that you can get for free. One time, of course. If you make your way over to the Celadon Mansion, this building, this big ass building, you make your way over to the top building, you go up here, there is something waiting for you. This is nothing that I don't know. Like, I wrote on the blackboard. I know about the world of Pokemon in your Game Boy Advance. Get together with your friends and enjoy training Pokemon. Right over here, we obtained an Eevee. There was just an Eevee just sitting on the table out of nowhere. Do we want to nickname it? Yes, because it is going to be a new addition to our team. And of course, I will go ahead and name it Jolt if it wasn't already obvious what this might end up becoming. So of course, as we all know, and for those who aren't, Eevee is known for, of course, being the family or the branch evolution Pokemon. It can evolve, at least up to this generation, 5 different Eevees. So, of course, the 3 notable ones that we started off with are going to be Vaporeon, Jolteon, and You stupid! Vaporeon, Jolteon, and Flareon. And the other 2 that were introduced a gen before were, of course, the new Psychic Dark types of Espeon and Umbreon. Since time isn't even a thing in this game, you can't get Espeon and Umbreon at all. It's not possible. You can't get them. You can't train them. You can't evolve them in any other special means. You are never going to be able to get them through legitimate ways in this game, just because time wasn't a feature they added to the Game Boy games, or Night and Day to be more precise. Now that we have, let me go ahead. Now that we have our newest addition to our team, let's see what this Eevee is about. Level 25 with the docile nature. Do we have someone with that already? No, I'm gonna have to figure out what that is. I'm not gonna worry about that now though. Hope has run away. Of course, its ability will change when we evolve it. but so far his stats are looking good. And out of nowhere, we got 2 new members to our team pretty quickly. That's actually one of the greatest ways I could think. There are still 2 more members that we are going to be including, but obviously, as you guys see, there's only one, or as you guys can see, there's only 1 spot left, or right here, yeah, no, you guys, yeah, right there. I can't control my camera, guys. This should be pretty obvious. I can't do things. There is 2 Pokemon that I want, but 1 spot left. That means one of these Pokemon are going to be going pretty soon, and if it wasn't obvious, Jolt is pretty much a reference to lightning. Electricity being most definitely a Pikachu replacement. Yes, Pikachu has been a valuable Pokemon on our team, but unfortunately he just won't be making the cuts. As I already mentioned, he will be replaced by Jolt. Which, if it wasn't already obvious, it was going to be Jolteon. But how do you get Jolteon? So of course the EV evolutions are notable for evolving through stones. So those stones are, there are many out there, but the few that are required by these Pokemon are going to be the Fire, Leaf, and Thunder Stone. Fire, Thunder, and Water Stone. You see, I don't know Pokemon, do I? But you can actually get them pretty easily at the department store here in Celadon City. I forget what floor it is. I think it's like on the 4th floor if I make my way up there. You can also find these stones in the wild, and they're not too hard to obtain. You can pretty much obtain 1 of each pretty legitimately. But if we go ahead and just not do that and be lazy, we can actually go ahead and purchase one right over here. So we do have our options, of course, obtaining either one that we choose. Leaf Stone we can't do for Eevee, wasn't a thing yet. We'll go ahead and do the Thunderstone. I will go ahead and keep Eevee for a while. I do need to evolve it pretty soon just because Jolteon would be a better option. But I will hold off on that for today. I'm not going to bother doing that now. We already got so many new Pokemon. We'll just keep it steady and leave it as this for now. But we will be getting Jolteon pretty soon. As obvious, it needs a stone to evolve and we already got it. But I'll wait off on that. What I do want to go ahead and do now, just to continue on with some linear aspect of the story, I will be going back to Lavender Town and of course resuming all the regular trainer battles because of course, as I mentioned already, XP is going to be vital for these Pokemon that we just caught. And Doduo and Eevee both being relatively low compared to everybody else, needing their level ups will be immensely required because of course without that, taking on the other gyms are going to be a little bit difficult as they are, so we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to avoid some of them for now, just because I want to save a lot of it for next time. And with that being said, everything that we've done up to this point is pretty much all I wanted to do. I just wanted to make my way over and grab our 2 newest teammates, and so far they are looking pretty good. They should be immense for us. But with that being said, we'll go ahead and end it right here as a great stopping point. So guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I do hope you enjoyed. So, minor things we did, but of course we accomplished 2 big things. We made our way over to Celadon City, and of course captured our 2 newest members, 3Beaks and Jolt. They will both, once we get them to our proper levels that we can catch up with the rest of our team, will be immense fighters for us as we take on the rest of the gym challenges. But of course, we already know the drill, guys. This has been the staple since day 1. We take things 1 step at a time here. And next time when I see you guys, we'll be just going ahead and doing some more battles to prepare ourselves for the next gym. So guys, this has been your boy Ron. Till next time, I'll see you guys back here at Lavender Town so we can go ahead and start making our way again towards the west side and battle more trainers to get more XP and just get our teammates up to the proper level we need them to be. I will see you guys then. Take care.